A warm welcome to our channel, Learning English Every Day. Today, we aim to enrich your vocabulary with 5 new words. These words are debt, decade, decide, dec, and declare. Ready to dive into the world of words? Here we go. Our first word for today is debt. Debt is something, usually money, borrowed by one party from another. Many people take on debt to buy houses or cars. It's a common part of modern life, but it's also important to manage it wisely. Moving on, we have decade. A decade refers to a period of 10 years. It's often used to refer to specific periods in history, like the Roaring '20s or the turbulent '60s. For instance, you can say, the fashion trends from the previous decade are making a comeback. Next up is decide. To decide means to make a choice or come to a resolution in your mind. It can be used in various contexts. For example, after much deliberation, she decided to pursue her dream of becoming a chef. Our fourth word is dec. Now, dec can have different meanings. It can refer to a floor of a ship or a level in a building. It can also refer to a pack of cards, like in the sentence, "He shuffled the deck before starting the game." Lastly, we have declare. To declare is to announce something formally or officially. It's often used in legal or formal contexts. For instance, the judge declared the session open. Remember, practice makes perfect. Try to use these words in your daily conversations. So, enrich your vocabulary and don't be afraid to explore new words. Thank you and see you in the next video. Fantastic! You've just added 5 new words to your vocabulary. Debt, a sum of money owed. Decade, a period of 10 years. Decide, making a choice. Deck, a floor of a ship. Declare, to announce officially. Use them daily. Thank you for joining us today on Learning English Every Day. See you in the next video. Hello there. Welcome back to the Learning English Every Day channel. Today, we're going to explore 5 intriguing English words: cost, cotton, couch, could, and counsel. So, gear up as we dive into an enriching experience of learning English vocabulary. Starting with our first word for the day, cost. This is a term we often use to refer to the amount of money that is needed to buy, maintain, or improve something. For example, the cost of a cup of coffee might be $2. In a broader sense, cost can also refer to the effort, loss, or sacrifice necessary to achieve something. Like the cost of success could be countless sleepless nights and hard work. Remember, cost is all about the price or the expenditure. Moving on to our second word, cotton. Cotton is a soft, fluffy fiber that grows in a bowl around the seeds of the cotton plant. It's used to make textiles and is a staple in the clothing industry. But did you know? Cotton can also refer to understanding or catching on to something. For example, if you cotton to a new idea, it means you understand and accept it. So, cotton is not just a fabric, but a term used in many contexts. Up next is the word couch. A couch is a large piece of furniture that people sit on, typically found in a living room. For example, I relaxed on the couch after a long day. A couch is more than just a piece of furniture, it's comfort. Now, let's explore the word could. Could is a modal verb that we often use to express possibility or to make suggestions. For example, I could go to the store later, or you could try a new hobby. It's also used to talk about past ability, like when I was younger I could run a mile in 6 minutes. So could is quite a versatile word. Whether you're discussing past abilities, potential future actions, or suggestions, could has you covered. Could expresses possibility, so keep that in mind. Finally, our last word for today is counsel. A council is a group of people who come together to make decisions or provide advice on a specific subject. For example, the city council approved the new park designs. Remember, a council is a group making decisions or advising on something. We've covered a lot of ground today. Let's quickly recap. We delved into the meanings of cost, cotton, couch, could, and counsel. Each word, an essential piece of your growing English vocabulary. Thank you for joining us today on Learning English Every Day. See you in the next video.
Warm greetings to all language enthusiasts tuning in today. Welcome to Learning English Every Day. Our mission is simple yet powerful, to help you enrich your English vocabulary on a daily basis. Today we have another exciting session packed with useful vocabulary words. Ready to explore some new English words? Here we go. First up, we have culture. Culture refers to the characteristics, traditions, and values of a group of people. It's the way we live, the art we create, the language we speak. For example, the culture of Italy is famous for its rich history, art, and delicious cuisine. Next, let's look at cup. A cup is a small, round container, usually with a handle, used for drinking hot or cold beverages. Here's how you can use it. After a long day, I like to relax with a warm cup of tea. Moving on, we have curious. Curious means eager to know or learn something. It's that spark of interest that drives us to ask questions and seek answers. In a sentence, you might say, the curious child kept asking her parents why the sky is blue. Fourth on our list is current. Current can refer to the flow of water, air, or electricity, or it can mean happening or existing now. For example, the current trends in fashion are quite eclectic and bold. Last but not least, we have custom. A custom is a traditional practice or usual way of doing something followed by a particular group or people. You might say, it's a custom in Japan to bow when greeting someone. Impressive, isn't it? How these words connect and make our conversations more engaging. Thank you and see you in the next video. Before we wrap up, here's a quick recap of the words we learned today. We explored culture, cup, curious, current, and custom, enriching our English vocabulary. Thank you for joining us today. Remember, every word you learn is a step towards fluency. See you in the next video.
Hello, English learners worldwide. Welcome to Learning English Every Day, your indispensable companion for mastering English vocabulary. We're here to help you expand your word bank, one day at a time. Today, we have 5 intriguing new words to delve into. Stay tuned! Our first word for today is deficit, pronounced as deficit. This term refers to a shortage or a gap, often used in the context of budget and economics. For instance, you can say, the company reported a deficit of $2 million last year. This means that the company's expenses were $2 million more than its income. So, the next time you talk about a shortfall or discrepancy, remember to use the word deficit. Now you know how to use deficit in your conversations. Moving on to the next word, define. Pronounced as define, it is a verb that means to describe or clarify something in detail. For instance, we can say, can you define what you mean by freedom? Here, define is used to ask for a detailed explanation about the concept of freedom. It's a word that plays a pivotal role in our daily conversations, especially when we want to understand something better. Remember, define is a word you'll often come across. Next up is defend. Pronounced as defend, this verb means to protect something or someone from harm or danger. For example, you might say the mother bear will defend her cubs from any threat. Or perhaps the lawyer defended his client in court. It's a versatile word, applicable in various contexts, from sports to law to everyday situations. So whether you're protecting a goalpost or standing up for a friend, defend is a powerful word to add to your vocabulary. Our fourth word is demand. Demand, pronounced as demand, is a strong request for something. For example, the demand for organic fruits has increased. Keep in mind, demand is a commonly used term. Thank you and see you in the next video. Lastly, we have course, pronounced as K-O-R-R-Es. It's a noun that refers to a set of classes or a plan of study on a particular subject. For instance, she enrolled in a business course. Course is a word you'll hear frequently in academic and professional settings. Well, that wraps up our vocabulary for today. We've learned some great terms like deficit, define, defend, demand, and course. Remember, practice makes perfect, so keep using these words in your day-to-day conversations. Thank you for joining us and see you in the next video.
Greetings, dear learners. You've tuned into Learning English Every Day, your go-to channel for mastering the English language. Our mission is to help you expand your English vocabulary one day at a time. Today, we'll enrich our vocabulary with 5 new English words. Our first word for today is distant. Distant describes something far away in space or time. For instance, the stars are distant. Synonyms include remote or far off, while antonyms are near or close. Remember, something distant is far away. The next word on our list is distinct. This word is used to describe something that is clearly noticeable or different. For instance, the distinct scent of roses filled the garden. Some synonyms include clear, obvious, while antonyms include similar, indistinct. So when something is distinct, it's clearly noticeable or different. Moving on, our third word is diverse. This adjective denotes a range or variety of different things. For instance, the city has a diverse population. Its synonyms include varied, assorted, while its antonyms are similar, uniform. Hence, diverse refers to a great deal of variety. Our fourth word of the day is divide. This verb signifies the action of separating or splitting something into parts. For instance, you might divide a pizza into 8 slices. Synonyms include separate and split, while an antonym is combine. So to divide means to separate or split into parts. Finally, our last word for today is document. A document is a piece of written, printed, or electronic information. For example, the lawyer presented the document as evidence. Synonyms might include record or report, while an antonym could be destruction. Therefore, a document is a piece of written, printed, or electronic information. That wraps up our vocabulary lesson for today. We journeyed through 5 new words: distant, distinct, diverse, divide, and document. Each word unique and powerful in its own way. Thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.
Greetings, language enthusiasts. Today, delve into a handful of English words, enriching your vocabulary. Let's start with our first word, dozen. A dozen isn't just any number, it's a very specific one. It represents the number 12. You'll often hear it in everyday contexts, like when referring to a dozen eggs in a grocery store or a dozen roses in a flower shop. So next time you come across the word dozen, remember, it isn't just any group. It's a specific set of 12. Thank you and see you in the next video. Moving on, our next word is draft. A draft can refer to a preliminary version of a document, like the first draft of the report is due tomorrow. It can also mean a cool breeze, as in, she felt a cold draft from the window. So whether it's a breeze or a document, draft has got you covered. Next up is the word drag. Drag can mean to pull something with effort or difficulty, like he had to drag the heavy suitcase up the stairs. It can also refer to something boring or tiresome, such as the meeting was a real drag. So, drag can be a physical action or a dull event. Our fourth word today is drama. Drama can refer to a genre of literature, such as she loves drama novels. It can also describe a situation with conflict, like there's always some drama at family gatherings. Remember, drama isn't always on the stage. It can be part of your daily life too. Our final word today is draw. Draw is a versatile word. It can mean to sketch, as in, she likes to draw landscapes. It can also mean a contest with no winner, like the match ended in a draw. So, draw can be a verb, an action, or a result. Now, time to wrap up. Today we've explored 5 dynamic words: dozen, draft, drag, drama, and draw. Remember to sprinkle these into your daily chats. Thank you for joining us today. Keep practicing and see you in the next video.
Greetings to all language enthusiasts and welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into 5 intriguing English words: abandon, addition, agree, aggressive, and adapt. So buckle up and prepare to enrich your vocabulary with these essential English words. Our first word today is abandon. This word has a somewhat negative connotation, typically used to denote the act of leaving something or someone behind, particularly in a time of need. For instance, the explorer had to abandon his bicycle when the tire burst. In this sentence, abandon is used to describe the explorer's action of leaving his bicycle behind due to the mishap. So, when you think of the word abandon, picture a scenario of giving up or deserting something. Remember, abandon means to give up or desert, especially in a time of need. Moving on to our second word, addition. In English, addition is a noun, primarily used to indicate the act or process of adding one thing to another. It's also commonly used in mathematics to explain the operation that combines 2 numbers to make a larger one. Let's put it in a sentence. The addition of a sunroom significantly increased the value of their house. So, addition refers to the process of adding something to something else. Thank you, and see you in the next video. Our third word for today is agree. Agree is a verb that means to concur or accept a statement or proposal. For instance, After a lengthy discussion, they finally agreed to the plan. To agree is to have the same opinion about something. The fourth word on our list is aggressive. Stemming from the Latin aggressus, it means to approach or attack. In English, aggressive is used to describe behavior that is bold, assertive, and ready for a challenge. For instance, you might say the company took an aggressive approach to marketing, launching a high-profile advertising campaign. Remember, aggressive can also refer to confrontational behavior, not just assertiveness. So there you have it. Aggressive describes someone who is ready or likely to attack or confront. And finally, our last word for today is adapt. To adapt is to make changes or adjustments to suit a new situation or environment. It's a skill that's essential in many areas of life, from learning a new sport to navigating a career change. Imagine you've moved to a country where the climate is vastly different from your home country. You'd need to adapt your clothing choices to suit the new weather conditions. So, to adapt means to make suitable changes so as to adjust to new conditions. So, there we have it. 5 essential English words for you to add to your vocabulary. Today we've discussed abandon, addition, agree, aggressive, and adapt. Each word is a key to unlocking nuanced English conversations. Thank you for joining us today. See you in the next video where we will explore more words to enhance your English proficiency.